all sorts of noise coming from Madrid. I don't know what you make of it. There's noise. There's no balance. Some people are unhappy. Bellingham is unhappy. Mbappe is not fitting in. I don't know.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I think, you see, having a player like the caliber of Mbappe joining Real Madrid, and of course, he always wanted to go and join Real Madrid. So there's a lot of expectation. The problem of having such kind of a build-up before a player joins, and you can imagine, this is the previous season where Jude Bellingham was everything.
Yes.
He was ticking all the boxes. So there's that naturally, that's what happens, because somebody feel, wewe unakuja sawa, umekuja alafu. So sawa. So kwani mimi sikuwa. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But which I find ironic as well, because if you look at the history of Real Madrid, at any given time the star power that they have is crazy. They have at least 4 or so players who are superstars.
Yep.
So I'm trying to okay, what happened with this one? And you see, there's this hangover of Mbappe with PSG, because remember they had a tiff in terms of the payment. I think was it 50 million or something they owed.
50-60
million. So there's that air hanging over. And then also remember Real with this drama that they had with the Ballon d'Or and stuff. So there's just weird energy around them at this particular point. So I think the way you just recalibrate yourself, piga Osasuna kidogo, alafu at least people just forget.
Well, speaking of Osasuna, Madrid have had to lose Rodrigo to injury. He had to be brought up. Diaz is come on, and he looked like he was in tears, which would be really sad. Just before I turn to Simon, what's going on? Just a quick, in case you want to know. Lunin is in goal, Vasquez at right back, Militao and Rudiger in central defense, Garcia at left back. Then Bellingham, Camavinga and Valverde are in midfield. Ugali, if ever there was any. Then Vinicius, Mbappe and Rodrigo. Now Rodrigo has been withdrawn. Of course, Mr. Mbappe, we would say, he's there. Where? What am I reading? Yeah, Mbappe starts. Yeah. So that's Mbappe, Vinicius and Rodrigo. So that's the way they play. So it's 21 minutes in. Rodrigo first off. Diaz comes on. What you're a Madrista kwanza?
Yes.
You're a Hala Madrid fella.
Yes.
What's going on? There is Mr. Rodrigo.
Yeah, it looks
head on hands or hands on hand. Head on hands or hands on head. Which one is which?
Head on hands.
It's head on hands.
Yeah, it's head on hands.
Yeah.
And I can see the strapping on the thigh, so I don't know whether it's a groin or anything to do
muscular.
with that. Yeah.
Muscular. Could be hamstring. Hamstring can be, I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm not taking it as lightly as Bernard has in terms of the kind of attacking symphony that we have at Real Madrid. There was this expectation, of course, that when Kylian Mbappe comes into the team, then you become unstoppable. And of course, we had the question. Yes, absolutely. If you've got Vinicius Jr., you've got Rodrigo, and you've got Kylian Mbappe.
But they all play the same position.
Yes, they do. But you think about the attacking power that probably sometimes back, you're looking back at them in the Champions League and you feel like this is a side that doesn't score too much.
But they all play the same position. It's like having two left-footed shoes.
You know what the argument was?
One is Gucci, one is Louis Vuitton, but they are both left-footed.
Yeah, of course, Rodrigo, we won the Champions League with Rodrigo playing on the right-hand side. So It was never a question with Vinicius Jr. playing on the left and Rodrigo playing on the right-hand side, and what you lacked was a striker. And I think the discussion that was there when Kylian Mbappe came in was he's not bigger than the team and he's going to adapt straight on and he's going to play as a number 9.
But he isn't a 9.
Yes, he isn't a 9, and that's why I'm...
So he is a Vinicius. He is a left. That's why I said 2 left-footed shoes.
Yes, so for me, I think that narrative is flawed, that he has to step in and play as a number 9, and we can clearly see, even based on the results of the Champions League and how he played against AC Milan, there's a man that doesn't fancy to play as a number 9. Whether it's him not making any runs, him walking, he doesn't show any interest of playing as a 9.
Thierry Henry did a nice, good, comprehensive piece on how he doesn't make the runs, while Bellingham seems to make the runs, not their 9.
Yes, and you think about last season and what we saw from Jude Bellingham, you feel like with Kylian Mbappe coming in to slot in as a number 9 has somehow curtailed what Jude Bellingham did last time out, because he was playing as a false 9, false 10, and he was getting inside, crashing into the box. But this time around, he's not doing that. So him playing in a different position than he's been used to, then Jude Bellingham being curtailed and being a different player than we saw last season in terms of goal contributions, they're all contributing to the concerns that we have. And also defensively, Real Madrid has not been the same side that we saw in the previous years with Carlo Ancelotti. They have been conceding a huge number of goals. The El Clasico, they conceded 4 goals.
Yeah, but the El Clasico was just one of those games where things were hard to boil to
But how do you advocate that?
I didn't read too
conceding 4
much.
goals at home?
I didn't read it too much because when you are chasing history and the team, the history you are chasing is the team you are playing is the team
That
whose
holds
history wants to preserve.
Yes.
At some point, it's gonna break. So I wasn't and look, every so often you have these freakish results in the El Clasico. Every so often.
Yeah, but
I named them on Football Fix. Every so often you've had Barca go to the Bernabeu and where was the hand? Pique's hand?
in Camp Nou.
Yeah, but every time you have a freakish 6-2, 5-0, 5-2. So it didn't bother me that much. What bothers me is the fact that there seems to be an imbalance on the team. Because before, think about it, before El Clasico, which is 2 weeks ago, none of you are worrying about any of these things. No. But once the El Clasico comes, it's like everything has, before the El Clasico is gone, now we have to concentrate.
Okay, the results have been appalling, to be honest, because even you go look back at the AC Milan game and how they played that game also, it adds onto that. And remember, those games,
when was the last time Madrid were a dominant team? They win games, but when were they ever dominant?
They're not dominant, but at least they get results. Now we are not getting either.
But that has only happened. You know, when you speak like that, it sounds like, look, no, listen.
It's
Madrid have lost 1 of their last 5. Everyone is screaming like Madrid are Manchester United.
In La Liga.
Exactly. They've lost 1. They've lost 1 of the last 5 in La Liga.
Yes.
Even if we go to that famous Champions League with their 1,000 teams that play in the group stages, which makes it really a non-issue.
Yeah, they've lost 2 of 3.
They've lost 2 of 3, which means what? What does it mean?
Concerning. It's absolutely concerning.
No, what does it mean? It means they are at the heights of number 18. Being 18th in this new Champions League is irrelevant. This new Champions League, it doesn't matter, Sammy.
You know what it means? You get 2 additional games in January.
So, they can deal with it.
In this era of player management and everyone complaining that they're playing too many games and that Real Madrid are going to play in the Club World Cup, that's a lot of games.
Sammy, back in the days when people were... The reason why I don't like this Champions League, and I'm sorry we are going to digress, is the fact that this Champions League system is designed to make sure the big teams get a second bite of the cherry and a third bite of the cherry. So it doesn't matter whether you are 17th or you are 25th like Bayern Munich. It don't matter. At the end of the...
Okay, if you're 25th, you're out already.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to where Bayern... The last time I checked, Bayern was there. They won their game, so they're up to the heights of 17th.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because you have got 24 teams. The top 8 qualify to the round of 16.
Yeah,
then the other 16 face off with each other.
A playoff.
Okay?
Yes.
It's a random playoff. So number 24, which is PSV, will play number 17, which is Bayern, would be Bayern... no. You say that... you would... The bottom one would play the top one. So number 24 would play number 9, which is Atalanta. Would be an interesting game, but no, it's an interesting game, but it's because it's Atlanta and PSV. There's 2 small teams. But look at a bigger team like 23 would be Atletico. Let's assume Atletico would play who? Would play Man City as of today. Okay? However, there's 8 more games to go. When these 8 games more are going to go, all the big boys will be where they should be. All the small kids will be at the bottom. And
of course, it's going to be interesting to watch those last few games because if Manchester City have got to get in the top 8, that means
it's top 8.
It's urgency.
There's no urgency.
And it will depend with the kind of games that they have.
There is no urgency.
We'll wait and see.
There is no urgency.
For me, I've said
there's something that the new style of Champions League, all it does, it gives you a second bite of the cherry and a third bite of the cherry. And if this was the 4-team group and Madrid have lost twice, wangekuwa wanachungulia kutoka. But now they have 3 other games or 4 other games in which to navigate their way out of it and find a win. That is why, for me, I don't see it the way you guys go, it's going to be exciting. No! They've got tons of games in which to turn it around. There is so much room for maneuverability.
Yeah.
And that is my fight with it.
Yeah.
So, Madrid may be 9th, but we all know. Who are they going to play in the Champions League? They'll play Atalanta, and then we scroll down. Then they'll play the mighty Salzburg, and then we scroll down. Then they'll play Brest. You really think that Brest and Atalanta they're going to stop Madrid from qualifying?
Meanwhile, another injury.
No.
Another injury?
Yes.
So
for Real Madrid.
That one looks like he's holding. Sammy, your team is in trouble.
Yeah.
He's a Effelant.
It looks like Militao, though I'm not sure who it is.
Looks like